The Chicago Bears are already having one of their best off seasons in franchise history, and we haven't even hit the NFL draft yet. Ryan Poles, Ian Cunningham, and company have been doing a fantastic job, in my opinion, and I don't think they're done in regards to trades, as they're looking to bring in even more talent, and they still have over $35 million in cap. A lot of that will probably be used on the rookies I'm going to talk about today. But guess what? They'd still leave some money left that they can go out and get some true depth veterans. And I think this team is going to pull a complete 180 and be a playoff contender next year. As we all know, a few weeks back, the Chicago Bears traded the number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers for DJ Moore, the number 9 overall pick, the number 61 overall pick, a 2024 first round pick, and a 2025 second round pick. Just want to say this as well. Carolina might not be the best team over the next couple seasons. They do have a talented roster. They probably will get in on the playoffs one of those years in the next couple of years. I'm hoping not next year, as that'll get the Bears a top 15 pick at least, which I think very well could happen. So Chicago might have a top 15 pick next year along with a later first rounder because, as I said, they're definitely making the playoffs, but I don't think they're done trading yet. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I am doing mock draft 8.0, and I have another trade back for the Chicago Bears, as I think Ryan Poles is going to be aiming to get at least a top 21st pick and then an earlier second round pick. Before we begin today's episode, make sure to hit that like button, put your thoughts in the comment section below if you agree. And if you do agree with this mock draft and enjoy this type of content, please hit the subscribe button. Going over that trade real quick, I have the Chicago Bears trading the number 9 overall pick from the Carolina Panthers to the Washington Commanders for their number 16 overall pick, number 47 overall pick, along with a 2024 third rounder. Washington may want to go out and get their quarterback of the future, as the Carson Wentz experiment just absolutely failed on them and they have no direction at quarterback right now. Or they may just want to go out and get a player that absolutely bolster their defense or offense and then hopefully get a quarterback in next year's draft. So now, after that trade, here's the new draft order for the Chicago Bears in my perfect world. So the new draft order for the Chicago Bears after that trade is as follows: number 16 overall, number 47 overall, number 53 overall, number 61 overall, number 64 overall, number 103 overall, number 133 overall, number 136 overall, number 148 overall, number 218 overall, and number 258 overall. Do the math. That is 11 picks for the Chicago Bears, and 5 of them are within the first 3 rounds. 11 picks. Let's get into it. Pick number 1, round 1, number 16 overall. I have the Chicago Bears selecting offensive tackle Darnell Wright from Tennessee. The 6'5", 333-pound senior at 22 years old is from Huntington, West Virginia. He only allowed 5 quarterback pressures at right tackle for Tennessee last year, along with only 2 quarterback hits in 0 sacks in 829 snaps. He is an 86.6 grade according to NFLDraftBuzz.com, a 40 time of 5.01, a pass blocking of 84 out of 100, and run blocking 72 out of 100. Out of 507 passing attempts out of those 829 for the Tennessee offense last year, he allowed 0 sacks. That's huge, especially with Justin Fields, who struggled immensely with the passing game this past year because he was under so much pressure. And listen, I like right tackle a lot because the Bears are looking to fill that position, as their left tackle is currently answered with Braxton Jones. My father has different opinions on that, but I think I like Braxton Jones a lot. And I think that if we get the best right tackle in college out of the gate, the Bears offensive line could be top 10 for a long time. With pick number 2 in round 2, number 47 overall, thanks to that trade with the Washington Commanders I had earlier, I have the Chicago Bears selecting wide receiver Cedric Tillman from Tennessee. Back-to-back Tennessee picks. I like the 6'3", 215-pound wide receiver who is a senior at 22 years old from Las Vegas, Nevada. He is someone that can be very special to this offense and be another big body wide receiver for Justin Fields. In 2021, because his 2022 was cut short due to injury, he had 64 receptions, 1,081 receiving yards, 16.9 yards per catch, and 12 touchdowns. According to NFLDraftBuzz.com, he's the number 8th ranked wide receiver in this upcoming draft, and he's an 84.9 overall grade. He has a 40 time of 4.5. His QBs, when they're targeting him, their QBR is 119.9, which is absolutely fantastic. His hands are ranked 85 out of 100. His short routes are 83 out of 100. His medium routes, 84 out of 100. Deep routes, 87 out of 100. And blocking, 72 out of 100. I'm going to need an oxygen tank after this episode with 11 picks. Holy cow. But anyway, the dude has absolutely fantastic hands like glue, and I think that is something that Justin Fields absolutely needs, a reliable big body receiver that he can throw to. That 119 18.9 QBR for his quarterback when he is targeted is also huge, as Justin Fields is looking to make that next step and be a premier quarterback. And if you can have a receiver that is proven stat-wise that can get him there, absolutely Cedric Tillman will fit into this offense. Big body wide receiver who can block downfield. We do have a very strong running game, including our quarterback, and also his ability as a great route runner is unmatched, and I really like him in the mid-second round. Now with pick number 3, round 2, number 53 from Baltimore, I have the Chicago Bears selecting defensive lineman / edge Isaiah Foskey from Notre Dame. The 6'5", 264-pound junior who is 21 years old is from Antioch, California. In 2022, he had 45 total tackles, 23 being solo, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and the absolute best part, 11 sacks. An 86.3 overall, according to NFLDraftBuzz.com. He is the 10th ranked edge in this upcoming draft with a 40 time of 4.58, tackling 82 out of 100. He's not letting anybody go. Pass rush 80 out of 100, which is what the Bears need, and run defense 77 out of 100. Dude is a monster considering he had back-to-back 11 sack seasons for the Fighting Irish last year. He is insane pressure in the backfield, which is what the Bears are looking for. Violent hands, according to scouts, which help him get around defenders and fight off other blockers in order to get to the quarterback or the running back in the backfield very quickly. Crazy fast off the ball snap ability. He is able to read the quarterback and doesn't get penalized often either, which is great, but he has great penetration to the backfield, and I really like him in the second round as well. Pick number 4, also in the second round at the 61st pick, thanks to the Carolina Panthers, which they got from the San Francisco 49ers. I have the Chicago Bears selecting Luke Weipler, center from Ohio State. 6'3", 303, a junior at 21 years old from Montvale, New Jersey. In 2022, he had 12 games with a total of 757 snaps. He gave up an impressive only 6 quarterback hurries, no quarterback hits, and no sacks while playing center. According to NFLDraftBuzz.com, he has an 85.5 overall grade, a 40 time of 5.14, pass blocking 92 out of 100, and run blocking 91 out of 100. Arguably one of the best centers in the draft. I think he'll draft in the second round due to the fact that he is a center, which guards usually can convert when they go to the NFL. But this guy is a true center that could be an instant upgrade and could give the Bears the ability to cut Cody Whitehair and save $10 million if needed. Or let him play behind Cody Whitehair for a year and get that center experience, as Cody Whitehair was a Pro Bowler as a center back way back when. His frame fits what Ryan Poles is looking for, a slim, athletic offensive lineman with great pass blocking and run blocking ability. His great lateral quickness, according to scouts too, makes him an instant fit for this very fast, high-paced Luke Getsy offense. Pick number 5 in round 3, the 64th overall pick, I am taking defensive tackle Kanehu Benton from Wisconsin. The 6'4", 303-pound senior is 22 years old from Janesville, Wisconsin. Watch out, he might be a Packers fan. In 2022, as a defensive tackle, he had 36 total tackles, 20 of them being solo with 4.5 sacks and 2 pass deflections. His big frame gives him the ability to bat down balls, but also he is great up the middle pressure with 4.5 sacks for a defensive lineman, which is very impressive. According to NFLDraftBuzz.com, he has an 84.9 overall grade with a 40 time of 5.08, tackling 59 out of 100, pass rush 86 out of 100, and run defense 64 out of 100. Very impressive big body defensive tackle that the Chicago Bears need. 4.5 sacks of defensive tackle is no joke, and another great guy with great vision and ability to be able to read plays quickly and know where to be in order to get the ball carrier, whether that be the quarterback, running back, or on a flea flicker of some sort. I really like Benton from Wisconsin a lot, and I think that he will drop to the third round as that's where he's projected. We're over halfway there. Pick number 6. At round 4, 103, I have the Chicago Bears selecting cornerback Darius Rush from South Carolina. The 6'2", 198-pound cornerback, who's a junior at 21 years old, is from Kingstree, South Carolina. In 2022, he had 38 total tackles, 28 being solo with 2 interceptions, which he returned them for a total of 59 yards and 7 pass deflections. He has an 84.7 grade, according to NFLDraftBuzz.com, with a crazy 40 time of 4.36. QBR when targeted is a little high at 91.6, but overall, I really like his other grades. Tackling 60 out of 100, run defense 65 out of 100, but coverage 87 out of 100, and press coverage 88 out of 100. He's a big, fast defensive back who is also a ball hawk, which is obviously what any defensive coordinator like Alan Williams wants. He's a hard-hitting guy that isn't afraid of anybody, and I love that personality for him. He's also one of the best blitzing defensive backs in the NCAA this past season, as he creates insane pressure on quarterbacks because of his speed and size, and that's something that the Bears could definitely use in some packages. Pick number 7, round 4, 133 from the Philadelphia Eagles. I have the Chicago Bears selecting edge rusher Okon Mathis from Nebraska. The 6'5", 250-pound rusher is a junior at 21 years old from Manor, Texas. In 2022, he had 48 total tackles, 24 being solo, 3.5 sacks, and 2 pass deflections. He is an 80.8 grade according to NFLDraftBuzz.com with a 40 time of 4.74, so very quick for that big of a frame. Tackling 64 out of 100, pass rush 77 out of 100, and run defense 65 out of 100. Big length guy, very lanky but strong with crazy fast pressure and insane strength according to scouts. He could form into a very scary rotational edge for the Chicago Bears, if not potentially be a starter in the next couple of years. And he has one of the best spin moves in the NCAA this past season according to scouts, which makes him a huge problem for any sort of offensive tackle. Pick number 8 in round 5, pick 136. I have the Chicago Bears selecting running back Kendre Miller from TCU. I put him in every draft. I really like this guy because I think that he could be a steal at running back. The 6', 220-pound junior is only 21 years old from Mount Enterprise, Texas. With 224 rushes for the TCU last year, he had 1,399 rushing yards for 6.2 average and 17 rushing touchdowns. He also had 16 receptions for 116 receiving yards, which is 7.3 yards per catch. He has an 83 overall rating according to NFLDraftBuzz.com with a 4.58 40 time, rushing 90 out of 100, one of the highest ranks, breaking tackles 82 out of 100, receiving in hands 63 out of 100, pass blocking what hurts him the most with 34 out of 100, but his run blocking, if he had to, was 54 out of 100. He's a playmaker, could really complement Khalil Herbert, but we also did take a lot of running backs already. We have 4 on the roster right now, so if we do take him, I hope that there is some sort of plan for him, but he has very strong footwork, could be a dynamic weapon for this team. Pick number 9, I'm sticking at TCU at round 5, 148 from the New England Patriots. I have the Bears selecting D. Winters, linebacker from TCU. The 6'1", 233-pound senior, who is 22 years old, is from Breckham, Texas. In 2022, he had 79 total tackles, 48 being solo, 31 assists, 7.5 sacks as a linebacker, which is impressive, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, and 2 pass deflections. He's an 80.4 grade overall, according to NFLDraftBuzz.com, and with a 4.5 40 time, 57 out of 100 tackling, pass rush 70 out of 100, and run defense 49 out of 100. He can get after the quarterback. There's no doubt about it. His coverage definitely needs a lot of work, which is why I think he's going to fall so far. But he could be a great special teams guy for the Chicago Bears for years to come because of his size, his hitting ability, and also if he had to flux in at defense. 2 more picks. Hope you guys are still there. Round 7, 218. I got the Chicago Bears selecting cornerback Cameron Mitchell from Northwestern. The 5'11", 191-pound junior who's 21 years old from Bolingbrook, Illinois. Very well could be a Bears fan. In 2022, he had 52 total tackles, 38 being solo with 7 pass deflections and 1 interception. He had an 81 overall grade according to NFLDraftBuzz.com with a 4.47 40 time. Pretty darn fast for a guy that big. A QBR when targeted, the 85.4, tackling 84 out of 100, covered 74 out of 100, and press covered 75 out of 100. He's low on the draft board because this is such a heavy defensive back draft, but also I think that his coverage kind of hurts him a little bit because there are so many coverage DBs in this draft. But he's a proven tackler that could be huge on special teams as a punt returner, kick returner, even just a guy out there. But his speed is insane, locally grown, really like him a lot. He's very fast and very strong. The final pick that I'm taking in the 2023 NFL Draft at number 258, I'm taking defensive back Starling Thomas from UAB. 29 total tackles, 19 solo with 14 pass deflections last season. His 40 time of 4.25 is why I want him, because I would love him to be the next kick returner for the Chicago Bears. He's super tough. He's great in coverage as well. He can play the defensive scheme very well if needed, if he had to rotate in, but I'd want him for special teams. Give me all the speed. I like him a lot, and that is the last pick of my draft. So I had 11 picks. Why don't you put your grade in the comments below? Would love to hear from you guys and see if you guys disagree with any of my picks or agree with any of my picks. But as always, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, and we'll see you guys next time.